Hi, this is Tricia with day number 19 of the 31 Days to Transformation. And today we're going to talk about one of the ghosts of fears that Napoleon Hill writes about in his Think and Grow Rich book. And today's topic is front and center for me because it is the fear of old age. And while I don't fear old age, I've learned to just accept it and try to be as graceful about it as possible. It still creeps in, you know. You look in the mirror and you go, oh, look! And you see saggy skin and you see wrinkles that weren't there before, and you just notice other things. And you know, this fear is brought on, kind of fed by the fear of poverty, because when we look around, when we see the news and see what's happening to other people, we realize that financial freedom is not really guaranteed with Social Security at all, or with pensions, or with 401ks. It vanishes. And it has happened over and over again to people that we know. And so the fear of poverty creeps in along with this fear of old age. What if I reach, you know, a ripe old age of 80 and I have nothing to live on? And that's a legitimate fear based on what we hear from the news. And then the other fear that feeds the fear of old age is the fear of ill health. And we've already discussed that, but you can't help but fear it because you see old people everywhere. You see them struggling to walk. You see them barely able to, you know, shuffle through the grocery store. You've been to nursing homes and you see how desolate and depressing that is. And so those two fears, you know, fear of not being able to be independent and not being able to provide for yourself, contribute to the fear of old age. But I'm here to tell you, I've got a quote to share with you. In fact, I have several that I found today, and I love them. But this one is by Satchel Paige, and it says, "How old would you be if you didn't know how old you was?" That is a winner. I mean, so many people say, I feel so young, but my body tells me different. And I'm right there with you. I feel like I'm still in my 20s. I have the energy and the spirit and the enthusiasm for life that I had in my 20s. It's just my body doesn't catch up with that too easily. And then the other quote is, oh, here, let me find it. Growing old is mandatory. Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional. Isn't that cool? Because I really do feel like the way that you combat the fear of old age is to stay young, to continue to play, to continue to explore, continue growing your mind, growing your spirit, exercise, do everything you can to strengthen your body and your mind and your spirit. And you don't do that if you give up. You don't do that if you accept the fact that after you reach 50, you're going to go downhill. Charles Schultz said, just remember that when you're over the hill, you're going to pick up speed. Isn't that cool? And I don't think that as in terms of picking up the speed to the end of your life. I think of it as picking up momentum to do even more with your life than you ever thought possible. And you do that. You gracefully grow old and you accept it, but you don't stop. And you know, one of the things that I found that I've had to stop myself from saying is the kind of remark that we say in jest. You know, like, oh, I'm getting old. Oh, I can't remember things anymore. Oh, I just, you know, and we attribute things that we do to old age. That's not good for combating that fear of old age. You have to change those remarks, make them positive. Don't give in to that, and don't tell yourself that, because as always, what you speak and what you think about comes about in your life. So just for a minute, women, I'm going to talk to you real quickly because I know what it's like to notice those lines and wrinkles and the sagging skin and everything. It does kind of get to you. The gray hair, I still haven't given up on dyeing my hair, but I know that's coming too. Growing old gracefully and regally and just embracing who you are and what you got to offer the world. But you know, those lines, there's a song that says, all the lines across my face tell the story of who I am and where I've been. And that is so true. You know, those lines have stories in them, and young people need to hear your stories. They need to hear from your wisdom and your experiences, what you've been through. And that's the fun part of being older, is that you feel like you can speak more boldly even, you know, you've had the experience, you can share. So here's another quote for you. Mark Twain says, wrinkles should merely be the evidence of where smiles have been. Isn't that beautiful? keep smiling, keep living life, keep having fun. I want to tell you just a few facts that I found that were very inspiring to me. You know, after you hit your 50s, you feel like you know, it's a milestone and you're not really sure how to feel about it. To me, it feels like it's a foreign country. It's just weird to say that I am 58 years old. It's like gibberish coming out of my mouth almost, you know. But that's who I am. That's how old I am. And I read this. Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa when he was 51 years old. Dr. Seuss wrote The Cat in the Hat when he was 54 years old. Colonel Sanders started the Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise when he was 61. And listen to this one. This is just awesome. Grandma Moses, at the age of 88, Mademoiselle magazine named her Young Woman of the Year. Ha! Isn't that awesome? Isn't that incredible? So your assignment, don't be your age. Be as young as you want to be and do everything that you choose to do and live life fully. You are not done yet. All right, I'll see you on the next video.